Well, I went down to the hardware store to see my old friend Bob. I said my roof it leaks, my rug's a mess, and my front door needs a new knob. I got squirrels in my attic, I got bats in my head. Well, Bob just leaned over the counter and he shook his head and said, "You need home repairs and solutions."
And it's time for Home Repairs and Solutions, brought to you by Spring Mountain Air. And here with today's program, live and in studio, Mark and Mary. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's better to be dead than in the studio. I'd rather be live in the studio.
That's right. That's right. Well, it makes for a better show, too.
Well, yeah, a little more lively.
A little more conversation than if we're dead. So
That's
works
true.
Better.
That's true. So
Hey, did you miss me last week?
I missed you, Mary.
Well, good. Good. That's good to know.
I'm glad you're back.
I'm glad I'm back, too. But, I had a great time. Me and my girlfriends went to War Eagle and just had a lot of fun. It was a nice day. A little cool, not bad, but the sun was out, a little bit of wind. But it was a really nice kind of getaway day, just a girl day
That's
out.
great.
So
Now, I've always
had a
heard
good
of
time.
War Eagle. What is that?
War Eagle is a pasture, kind of, in War Eagle, Arkansas. And they have a big craft festival down there. Usually a couple of them, but what we heard after we got down there, that this was the only one they were having this year. They didn't have their down there this spring, is what we were told, which could account for why there was a gazillion people there, because it was really, really crowded.
Right.
But it's just a really large craft festival, and they have a meal there and a restaurant and different things, and there's people, and there's the river there, and so they have people set up in tents, and lots of people go there, and it starts on a Wednesday and ends on a Sunday, and people take their RVs and bring their trailers and bring all their stuff. There are some really neat crafters around, I'll tell you. They make some really gorgeous stuff. Some of it, is pretty inexpensive, but you can buy some really nice, expensive stuff too if you want to. And so it takes us pretty much most of the day to go through it all. They have a bunch of tents on top of the hill, and they have lots of food vendors, and they have live music, and it's just kind of just a fun place to hang out. And you just kind of park out in the cow pasture and go up to where all the vendors are set up. And one of my favorite places to go is the people that sell the dog collars, because I buy a new one for Tucker every year.
Really?
This year I bought him a new dog collar and a bandana for Christmas.
Wow.
So he'll be all Christmassy.
Yes, he will.
So that's always my, set expense that I do every year, and they're $5. So that tells you I'm a big spender. But it's just a fun day.
Well, yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. So thanks for letting me off.
Well, hey, I think as long as you let me off, why, you deserve that. So
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. It was a great time.
We had a great day. We had, of course, Ron Hartman was in here, and we talked a little real estate, and Nathan was in here, and so we just had kind of a guys' day, just had some fun. And
I'll bet it was a fun show.
Yeah, it was.
Nathan told me, he said, well, Mom, he said, I'm going to go sit in for you on the show. And I said, well, I think that's a great idea.
Absolutely.
I'm sure he did a wonderful job.
He did an excellent job. So we
I
had
hope
a good
everyone
time.
that had technical questions called last week when he was here.
We did have a few calls.
I'll bet.
And
Good deal.
so, yeah, we had a good time. So, but we're going to talk about today.
We are.
And it's just the Mark and Mary show today. We don't have a special guest.
Don't have a special guest today. Everyone's busy today. Well, I think hunting season has gotten in the way of regular life for a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people have gone out of town. They go hunting. I think a lot of bird hunting going on this time of year, different things like that. And I'm not a big hunter, so I really don't know. I'm more of an eater than I am a hunter. And so I really don't know what they're all doing. But, yeah, it's that time of year when a lot of the folks start going out of town. And say, golly, some of them, they get really into it and spend 2 and 3 weeks out of town.
Yes, we do. As a
hunting.
matter of fact, some of our guests next month, that's why they're guests next month, because they're going to be gone for 3 weeks bird hunting.
Right.
A couple of them told me. I think it's bow season, too. I'm not sure. I think some of that's going on. So,
Yeah.
So a lot of hunting activity happening right now. So, but that's okay. We've got some great guests lined up for next month.
Yes, we do. And,
So.
I was just looking at the list. We've been on, a year and a half?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
About a year and a half.
About a year and a half. We have had some great guests over the last year and a half.
We have.
And all of our most every one of our guests that we've had on, with the exception maybe a couple, have just they have nothing but good to say about the program. They want to come back. So
they do.
Some really neat things. So we try our best to inform everybody on what's going on, get the best guests that we can, and have some fun.
We do. And we're trying to get some people in, maybe if we can find some folks that maybe can really help out around the holidays. We're still working on that one, so we'll have to see if that comes to fruition here, but hopefully it will. But, we're going to have speaking of holidays, I can't believe next week is November.
Oh, I know it.
I don't know how it got here so fast. I'm not even thinking about anything yet, and it's going to be here.
It is.
So I'm going to have to get with it.
Yep. It's amazing how this year's flown by. Even with me kind of being laid up for 6 or 8 weeks, the year has just sped by. It's unreal.
It has gone very quickly.
Yep.
And we're going to really know that tomorrow morning, I think, when we wake up. I think winter's going to be here in the morning. I'm not sure.
Kind of sounds like it, that's for sure.
Yeah, something about freezing temperatures or something. I'm thinking, oh, this isn't fun. And, tomorrow is MSU's homecoming parade.
Is it?
It starts at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And our granddaughter is a Kilty over at Central. So I'm thinking, gosh, I should come up and go to the parade and watch her, marching the parade and all that. And I'm thinking, 9 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be chilly.
It's going to be a little chilly. Yep.
But I'm probably going to be here anyway. I want to watch her and see her
go.
perform. So
there you go.
Anyway, I've heard I've never done that parade before, but I heard it's a really good parade and that I really need to be there. So that's the plan.
A lot of things going on this weekend.
There is.
Something that we're doing this year. This will be the first time for this at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds. It's called Autumn Fest, and it goes Saturday and Sunday, and all kinds of crafts and arts and crafts and stuff for the kids, antique tractor pulls, and something else that they are including is 2 days of music, which I'm involved in, and so I've got a play out there at 10:30 in the morning with a group called Red Bridge. Going to help them out, but it's going to be a fun weekend. If you're looking for something to do, come out to Ozark Empire Fairgrounds.
How long are you guys going to be playing out there?
I think we play about 45 minutes, but there's going to be music all day from around 10 in the morning till I think 6 tomorrow evening, Saturday and Sunday. So there's going to be a mixture of bluegrass and some rock and country, but bluegrass is the majority of it. The folks at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds came to us, which is GOBS, Greater Ozarks Bluegrass Society, and said, hey, would you help us put this together? So we have, and it's going to be a great deal. We're going to have some fun.
And this is the first time they've done this particular festival, correct?
Sure is, yeah.
Because I was kind of thinking, it sounds like a lot of fun out there. I was kind of looking at the information and the stuff that's going to be going on out there, and I thought, maybe after the parade, then I could run over there.
You can come out
and see what's going on.
Yeah, there's going to be even a big tent for people that want to just come and jam and play music. There's going to be a place for them to do that, and like I say, all kinds of arts and crafts and just a little bit of everything. It's just going to be a great day at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds. A great 2 days.
And when does that start tomorrow? What time?
About 10 o'clock, in the morning, and runs till 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, and same thing Sunday.
Now, is there a fee to get in?
I think it's
isn't it $5 or something? I think
$4 or $5.
$4 or $5 to get in or something.
Yep.
So not a real big expenditure to get in, and
not at all.
Lots going on and lots to see and do. So I'm sure they have food vendors and all types of things going on out there. So
all kinds of good eats and it's that time of the year. Of course, we're talking the temperatures are going to be a little cool tomorrow, but it's a great time of the year to be outside.
It is. If the sun's shining, then the cool isn't that hard to deal with.
That's right.
So if it's sunny and just wrap up, put your scarf on and your boots and go have fun.
Go have fun. And, speaking of going and having fun and being outdoors, last Saturday we had the big Cruising for Cleavage.
Yes.
The charity ride for the Breast Cancer Foundation of the Ozarks. And I rode in that. It was 40 degrees when I left the house on the bike.
It was a little cool.
It was a little cool, but I'll tell you what, we had a great day, raised a lot of money for Breast Cancer Foundation of the Ozarks, and just had a wonderful time.
Good. Well, I thought that you were going to try and participate in that again this year, so one of these days, if me and Paul ever get a motorcycle, then we can do that.
You've got to do that. And
I
you
would
know,
love to.
There was what was really cool about it. It was, you know, you had your old Harley guys there. You had guys on, you know, I was riding the old Honda.
Sure.
And then we even had some younger people on the crotch rockets, as we call them.
Yeah.
So there was a great mixture of folks there, and they did a great job. I rode about 140 miles total, and it was fun, and it's for a great cause.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure that'll do that again next year
I hope
because
so.
it's been very successful, and I think they keep building on it. So, you know, you'll probably hear us talking about this again next year.
Absolutely.
I would imagine.
I'm sure you will.
So if you have a motorcycle, put that on your calendar. If you don't, go buy a motorcycle, then put it on the calendar.
No, there you go. That's a good thing to
Ask
do.
Santa for one for Christmas or something.
Hey, what better Christmas gift could you get? So 862-9977, 1-800-375-0056 is the numbers you can call. Free call from no matter where you are. We would love to hear from you. This is just kind of a open line Friday. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. So
Yes, we will. And, you know, a lot of folks are getting around this time of year. You know, we have a lot of folks that maybe take vacation this time of year and go see grandma. Or
Yep.
We even have some of our clients that actually go south for the winter. You know, we
Sure,
have people that go to
yeah.
Florida and different
Yep.
things. So we had a call today. First time I've had this phone call, but I thought, you know, this was a pretty interesting call. Thought I'd share it with the listeners. But the gentleman called me this morning, said they're going to be leaving. They're going to be gone for 5 months. So, you know, they're going to escape somewhere warm for the winter instead of hanging around
Right.
here.
Oh, yeah.
And his question was that they, of course, they leave their heat on at their house.
Sure.
At a reduced temperature, I'm sure, but they still leave it on so nothing freezes and all that. And he said, you know, a lot of people have thermostats that have batteries in them.
Yes, they do.
Now, if those batteries go dead, your system will not come on and run. So his question was, should he replace the batteries before he leaves?
Right. Very important. And, you know, that's something that we normally don't think about. And it's a great idea to do, because I sure wouldn't want to come back after be gone several months and find out I had water lines broke or whatever.
You know, there's a lot of things when people get ready to do something like that or leave town, especially for an extended period of time. You know, there's lots of things you think about doing, like maybe you know, stop the paper delivery and you do different things like that, but you don't always think to check or replace the batteries in your system.
That's right.
So that's something that I thought was a great idea for people who leave for extended periods of time and are gone for the winter.
And, you know, something else that a lot of folks may not think about is when you do leave for an extended period like that, just shut the water off to the house.
Oh, yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's so easy to do. Usually there's a shut off there in your utility room, mechanical room. There normally will be a shut off. If not, you can always shut off at the meter. But that would sure prevent, because it don't even have to be cold and freeze. I mean, it could just be something that happens. You get a water line break, a connection that comes loose, or, you know, something like that. And so that's just one less worry you have if you just shut it off before you leave.
You bet. And a lot of times people say, you know, well, what's a good temperature setting to leave the house? You know, one of the things we recommend is, you know, around 50. Something like that.
Sure.
That way, you know, it's going to stay warm enough that everything's going to be okay, but it's not so warm that you're going to have a high utility bill if you're not here using the home.
Right.
So, but I never had anyone call and ask me that before. So if you have a situation like that, or if you don't know when you changed the batteries last, then, and then for sure, if something happens, your system doesn't come on because your batteries went dead, and then you might have a water break.
Yeah.
So those two things are really important
Yep.
to think of. Put them on your checklist and make sure before you leave the house that you've done those things. Another thing you can do is to make sure you've changed your filter.
Exactly.
And you leave a clean filter in your system as
Right.
well, because if it's dirty or it's starting to clog up, then over time, if you're gone 5 months, you know, if it plugs it up to the point where it shuts that system down, then that's an issue too. So just simple little things like that, you know, for people who get to go somewhere else besides here for the winter.
You know,
That is not me.
no,
I'm
me
just
neither.
here 12 months out of the year, but that's okay.
You know, I love this time of year. Fall's probably my favorite. I love being outdoors right now, and I do better in cold weather than I do in the heat, actually. Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, it is nice to get away where it's warm every now and then, just for a few days.
There you go.
Yeah. So
I just hope this cold weather kills the ragweed, because the ragweed's about to kill me.
I'm telling you what, it's about burnt my eyes out. That's I've suffered this year from more allergies and stuff than I think I have in the last few. And so yeah, I'll be glad when it's all frozen and gone away.
Me too. I've had the itchy eyes, runny nose, scratchy throat, all that stuff.
Yep.
Not fun.
Not fun. Absolutely right. You are correct on that. So, and Mary, Yun's being in the heating and air business, it's just a good thing to do this time of year, regardless whether you're going to be gone or not. Is have your furnace checked out. Make sure there's no cracks in the heat exchanger, anything like that. Get your ductwork checked out. Make sure the flue to the furnace is clear. No birds or squirrels have made a nest in it. It's just a good time to do that. Like you mentioned a while ago, change the filter. There's several things like that you can do. Carbon monoxide detectors, if you have those, make sure the batteries are good in those.
Absolutely.
Because now you're going to start running the furnace. You don't want any problems there at all. Smoke detectors, change those.
All those things. And I don't know if it's just I'm more aware of it now than used to, but it seems like we have a lot more fires than we used to. Almost every day it seems like somebody's house has caught on fire.
Yep.
Here locally, and I'm not exactly sure what's causing all that, but it just seems like it's just more often than it used to be to me. And we're just now getting into the cold season. Yeah. So we just want everyone to be safe.
That's right. That's the bottom line. Just be safe. And so those things are very important to check. And we was talking before we went on about water hoses. I've mentioned that several times. Mm-hmm. My water hoses are still hooked up.
Ours are too.
I need to disconnect those today, and because you definitely don't want your water hydrant to freeze and bust.
No. Actually, my husband might be doing that today because he's home doing some stuff like that around the house. So
is Paul home doing honeydews?
Well, yes, he is.
Is he?
And he usually takes Fridays off.
Oh, okay.
And I try to take Mondays off. And it works out really well because, we have been married a long time. We work together every day. And when you do that for many years, sometimes you just need your own time.
Absolutely.
So we've been doing that for a while, and it works out real good. Gives me a day to, read or whatever I want to do, sleep in a little bit later or whatever. And then on Fridays, he can go fishing or
do his thing.
Do whatever he wants to do. And usually little Tucker stays home with him on Fridays. So then, after work, I get groceries and all that kind of stuff for the weekend. So I don't have to mess with that. But works out really well. So, he usually has Fridays off.
Yeah. Well, that's great. So,
yep.
Good deal. 862-9977, 1-800-375-0056. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. Mary, something else that a lot of times we don't think about either is if you have a wood-burning fireplace, want to make sure before you build that first fire that everything is in good working order. There again, no birds or squirrels or anything like that have got up and built a nest in there, possibly still in there.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to have your chimney inspected, cleaned, make sure it's ready for that first fire that you're going to build, which may be this weekend.
Yes, it might be. As a matter of fact, one of our neighbors at the lake last night, I was coming home late from my book club that I do the last Thursday of every month, and so I get home kind of late, and he had already, I could smell the fire that he had going in his insert. So you could smell that. A burning fire really smells good.
It does.
I like the smell of campfires and having little fires in your house and inside your fireplace and stuff. But, a lot of people do that this time of year. You just need something to knock the chill off. You really don't need to run the furnace. And so I know people have already started doing that. So that's something that was a good thing to bring up today.
Sure. Yeah, you want to make sure that's good and take care of. And that's something maybe we can find somebody to have on the show that does that kind of work. That'd be a great guest to have on.
Yes, it would. I don't really know anyone off the top of my head, but we can research that.
I bet we can.
Because there are a lot of people have fireplaces still around.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Yeah, a lot of your older homes still have wood-burning fireplaces. In our new homes we build nowadays, we do the gas fireplaces, and it's so easy to just flip a switch and you got fire.
I know, but it's not the same. It's not the same. No. They're nice and they're pretty and they're convenient and they're cleaner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Than wood.
Definitely.
But definitely I don't know. I just like that wood smell. So.
Oh, yeah.
Like them fires.
Yep. Me and you both. It's nice.
It is nice.
Yep. So that's just a few little things that you can do this time of year that sometimes we forget about. You even want to check the mortar on your chimney and everything. You might need a little tuck pointing and stuff, and so you might need to get a mason to do the little repairs and stuff, but to make sure it's all good and safe for building that fire. And also another thing we can do, especially on days like today, we got the wind blowing and stuff, and we feel the air coming in around those windows and doors and stuff. It's caulk is pretty inexpensive.
Yes, it is. It certainly is.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, our guest, I think, next Friday is going to be an expert on all that stuff.
Is Jeremy coming?
Jeremy's coming
all
next
right.
Friday. So, he's going to be able to give you some great ideas and tips on how to do little things like that around your house
Fantastic.
to winterize it and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So,
Look forward to that next Friday.
absolutely.
I hear the music.
I do too. I think that we have to take a break,
We do.
but we'll be back.
Solution. Home repairs and solutions. They'll fix your windows, they'll fix your house, they'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home repairs and solutions.
Here's news on the Ozarks News Network. Springfield police this morning are looking for 3 men who broke into a home on West Chestnut Street and shot a man. The victim was shot in the leg. 2 men charged in the death of a Willard couple have entered not guilty pleas in Taney County. 44-year-old Tony Friend and 24-year-old Dusty Hicks are charged in the deaths of Russell and Rebecca Porter. The Porters disappeared from their home in 2011. Their bodies were later found near Pro Tem. And it now appears information that may have provided a lead in the search for 3 missing Springfield women may be bogus. Cheryl Levitt, Susie Streeter, and Stacy McCall disappeared from a home on East Delmar more than 20 years ago. Springfield police say the most recent information had already been checked out 3 years ago and proved to be not credible. For the Ozarks News Network, I'm Arlen Summers.
Breezy and much cooler for today as we see clouds break for some sun, the high just 50. Clear skies and cold for tonight. Temperatures fall below freezing down to 29. It'll be sunny but cool again both tomorrow and Sunday. High for tomorrow 51 to start the weekend. Sunday's high 54. We'll see plenty of sunshine on Monday, the high of 55. It'll be sunny again on Tuesday, the high approaching 60. I'm AccuWeather's Jason Lord.
This is Jim James. The choice of an attorney is too important to make based solely on advertising. You've seen or heard this at the end of all lawyer advertising, but it's true. If you want to learn more about making the right choice, or just want to let me know what you think about our civil court system, our juries, or judges, tune in to Legally Speaking with Jim James every other Tuesday, alternating with the Ferris Mortgage Hour at 2 p.m., right after Rush on KWTO AM 560, the talk of the Ozarks.
Well, I went down to the hardware store to see my old friend Bob. I said my roof it leaks, my rug's a mess, and my front door needs a new knob. I got squirrels in my attic, I got bats in my head. Well, Bob just leaned over the counter and he shook his head and said, "You need home repairs and solutions. Home repairs and solutions. They'll fix your windows, they'll fix your house, they'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home repairs and solutions."
Welcome back. We're back for the second half of Home Repairs and Solutions. Today, it's just the Mark and Mary show, which that's okay.
That's right.
And something I want to say before we get
Yes.
started and everything is I want to wish you a happy birthday.
Well, thank you, Mary.
Today is Mark's birthday, so if you want to call and wish him happy birthday, you got the number. You can call and wish him happy birthday today.
Thank
So,
you.
Absolutely. As you get older, birthdays are just
Hey, there we go.
There we
All
go.
right. Yeah.
little happy birthday music for you there, Mark.
Thank you, Rob.
But, as you get older, birthdays are not necessarily a bad thing.
Some
Some people think they are, but I think the alternative is worse.
Especially this birthday is probably more special to me than any because I am just so thankful to have this birthday. because
Absolutely.
I didn't realize how close I was to not having
Another birthday. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, this one is great.
You betcha.
So thank you very much. I appreciate
You're welcome. Hey, we have a caller on the line.
that. Hey, let's talk to Gloria.
Yeah. Hi, Gloria.
Hi, Mary.
How are you?
Hey, I want to tell you something. I've listened to your show, and I've gotten a couple names from you.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you don't have the number net, you can call your office, and you'll get it. Anyway, and I got Hanson Tree going to come out and do a job here in about a week or so.
Uh-huh.
And also had Bug Zero come out.
Uh-huh.
And they gave me a free termite inspection. And I like to hear back. I said, well, what does it look like under there? I said, I've been told it looks really good.
Uh-huh.
He said, that's one of the cleanest crawl spaces I've been in. He said, and all your flooring and everything, it all looks like new wood. But anyway, what I've got him doing, and it's the first time I heard about it on your show, that anybody could do anything about those, the carpenter bees.
Yes.
And in April, I'm going to have him come out and do what he's got to do.
Do you have those, Gloria, at your house?
Oh, I've got the hugest deck in Springfield, I think.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't begin to tell you how many feet long it is. I don't know. And that it's got a covered arbor, open.
Uh-huh.
And when the sun shines, I got a diamond and square house.
Okay.
If you look one way, you got diamonds on the brick. If you look another way, you got squares.
Okay.
I call it my diamond and square patio. But, oh, yeah, it's long. So, and I got cedar on the top, and the arbor is cedar, and they love to go into that soft wood.
Yes, they do.
I know, and so he's going to come out and treat it in April.
Well, excellent. Well, I'm glad that you're taking advantage of some of the information we give out over the radio, and that these guys are doing such a great job for you.
Oh, well, the tree man hasn't been here yet, and but I told them where I got their name.
Uh-huh.
Because I want them to know, pays to talk to you guys.
Well, thanks, Gloria. As a matter of fact, Jeff Hansen is going to be a guest on the show next month. And he's going to be able to talk to people about the drought and how it affected their trees and what people need to be doing now for their trees.
Oh, I know pine trees are really stressed. A lot of the browns,
They are.
It looks like they're dead.
Yes.
But I know to leave them alone. Don't cut any of the branches because they might come back.
Yeah, they might.
Yep.
That's correct.
Well, that's what I was told. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I want to say, and by the way, you guys going down to War Eagle?
Yes, I went last Friday.
Well, I did that many times when we had a restaurant in Branson. We had antique and craft show. We went to all the craft things down in Ozark, and I bought a lot of good things.
Uh-huh.
Because, I had things, I just marked them up a little bit and sold them. And people that had stores where they sold crafts out of, they would come and buy them from me and mark them up
Uh-huh.
double.
Uh-huh.
But we went to War Eagle. But the one thing is if it rains, a decent rain, you will get stuck in that field.
Yes, ma'am, you will.
I know, because I've seen more cars towed out of there. And I don't know how long the line is now, but it used to be pretty long.
It's still very long. Yes, you have to wait in traffic just to park. I think it probably took us, maybe 20 minutes or so just sitting there waiting to get a parking space.
Oh.
And we got there early on Friday, so yeah, it's a long
we
line.
used to go, they didn't have the spring shows. They just had the fall.
Uh-huh.
But I still got things I bought there.
Oh yeah, there's some great crafters down there that make just beautiful stuff. I do some Christmas shopping while I'm down there actually.
Yeah, well, we used to too. But anyway, in having a craft show, antique and craft, there's this one lady I met, and I used to buy all of her quilts. She'd come by my store in Branson, and I might buy 20 quilts for her that day.
Uh-huh.
And I just marked them up a little bit, sold them. I mean,
Sure.
See, I believe, and that's like our restaurant, You'd never eat at a restaurant like we had. But my husband believed in numbers and not high prices.
Right. Yeah.
But, more people and this and that. But anyway, I just want to tell you, it really is great if you've never been there.
Well, I agree with you, and that's why I go every year, Gloria. So, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you very much.
Very nice call.
She is a very nice person.
She is.
She is. She's been our client of ours for a while, and she likes to call in. She loves to listen to the show. And she's one of the people who, when she needs a specific service done, and we've had them on the show, she calls and gets the information, and she uses and she always has great comments. She always lets me know that, that they're always so nice to her, and they do such a good job. And, that's important. She's single, and she's an older lady, and she lives alone. And so it's important to be able to refer good quality companies to
Mm-hmm.
our listeners, so that they know that they're going to be well taken care of,
Right.
and be treated nice.
Yeah, very important.
So-
And another neat thing, a lot of folks that listen to this program, they're driving down the road. They don't have any way to write anything down, or they shouldn't while they're driving anyhow.
That's true.
So just remember to call Spring Mountain Air or get on your website. You can have
Go to Mary's list.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So they can find out, if they're like, oh, they talked to somebody or talked about this or that, the other. We want more information. We want to use these people, or call them. And that's the way to do it.
Free service.
That's right. I think that's a great service that you're providing.
Thanks. Well, that was a cohesive effort between me and my marketing guru here at the radio station, who helps me make good decisions. So Bonnie Bell's the one who helps me. Yep, she's a darling.
Oh, yes, she
And I wouldn't be
is.
here without her. So she's a great help and asset to help me come up with all these neat things for people. So I appreciate
got us
her.
together, so I
She
appreciate
did.
her. Yeah.
Yes, she did.
Yep, she sure
Yes,
did.
she did.
So great.
I don't know.
great
Did we ever
person.
have we ever told that story? How we started doing this
You know,
show?
I don't think we ever did.
I don't think we have.
No.
It's kind of an interesting story.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
But
we might tell that someday.
we'll have to do that.
Yeah, we will.
Yep. Another thing that we don't think about this time of year is getting our equipment ready in case we do have bad weather. And when I say equipment, I'm talking if you have a snowblower, which we don't use a whole lot in this area.
No, we don't.
But make sure it does have fresh gas in it. It's ready to go. If you got a generator, make sure that generator's ready to go, because you don't want to wait till we have a power outage and then out there cranking on the generator trying to get it started.
Or wait till we have a power and then try and get it hooked in
Exactly.
so that you can try
so
and
that
use
you
it.
can try to use it.
Yeah.
And if you're done using your lawnmower, drain the old gas out of it, or put you some Sta-Bil in it or something like that, to make sure when it comes spring and you're ready to use it, that it starts right up and it's ready to go. A lot of people still use their lawnmower to mulch leaves and stuff like that.
Sure.
But make sure you got a snow shovel. We don't ever think about it till we get that first snow, and then we all run to the hardware store, and
by the time you get there, they're out of shovels.
they're out of shovels. That's right.
Or they're out of salt to, get rid of the ice, or they're out of,
Yeah, so pick up, next time you're at your hardware store, pick up a bag of ice melt or a bag of sand and stuff like that, just, so you can have it.
It
and be
doesn't go
prepared.
bad.
No, so you can have it there and you can be prepared, and so good time to think about those things.
You bet. Well, and then if you have it sitting there, and if you don't need it, that's great. But if you do, it's right there ready, and you're not out in traffic on the ice trying to get to the store.
That's right.
There's just no reason for all that stuff.
That's right.
So a little bit of preventive maintenance is worth a lot.
Yep.
So that's a good idea, because I don't think about that either. I'm not very good at
We don't.
pre-planning for that. Well, that's because I just keep hoping we don't get the ice and the heavy snow.
Yeah, and we've been really lucky.
Well, yes, we
the
have.
last few years.
We have.
So, hey, this is the Ozarks. It could happen.
It could. And one thing that I always heard when I was growing up, and I can't remember if it's from my parents or my grandparents or whatever, but they would say, you're going to know what kind of winter you're going to have. And there's all kinds of wives' tales about this, but to watch the squirrels.
Right.
And see if they're really packing the nuts away, it's going to be a bad winter.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you around where we're at, they're really packing the nuts away.
Well, okay.
So
Mary's
I
made the
don't
prediction.
know if they're doing that at everybody's house, but they're burying nuts and stuff in our flower pots and just everywhere they
Really?
can put them.
Wow.
So we've been kind of watching them, and they are busy
Yeah.
little creatures right now. So, and have
Yeah.
been. So maybe that's the indication that we're going to need that
Maybe.
snow shovel. I don't know.
I hope you're wrong, Mary.
I hope
but-
I am too. I hope the squirrels are wrong.
Yeah, I hope the squirrels are wrong. That's right. Another thing that you can do is check your foundation. Make sure that the leaves and stuff stay away from your foundation. Make sure you still have proper drainage away. Make sure your gutters are in good shape. We look around right now, man, the leaves are just blowing off the trees
Yes,
like
they
crazy.
are.
And so take a little time, clean those gutters out, make sure they're in good working order. Make sure your roof's in good shape. A bad roof can cause you all kinds of problems that first little bit of ice or snow that we have.
Yes, they do.
But gutters and foundation is really important to keep the debris away from the foundation, proper drainage.
And you know what else you can do?
What's that?
You still have a week not really. You have until next Wednesday to enter in the Oldest Hottie contest.
Yeah.
Next Friday, we will have a winner.
Awesome.
That we'll announce here on the
All right.
show. So we've had several people still calling in on that. You still have time to get in on that. If you'd like to win a free furnace from Spring Mountain Air, we'd love to give you the opportunity. So call us at the office. Angel's there at the office taking calls today, and that number is 831-4036. No cost to you at all. We'll send a technician out, get the information off the data plate. It's all going into a file there at the office, and next Friday, we're going to make somebody very, very happy.
That's going to be
and
fun.
very warm and comfortable for the winter.
Well, there you go.
And for the holidays coming up. Everything will be good. They'll just have to go by Christmas. They'll be done.
There you go.
Make life simple.
Make it simple. That's
simple and easy.
Simple and easy. That's the key.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
We have so much fun with this contest. We really enjoy doing it. So I think it's something we're probably going to do annually.
Well, that's great.
We're going to make it an annual Oldest Hottie every year. So
super. So that's a way if you're needing a new furnace and yours is old, why be sure and get a hold of the folks at Spring Mountain Air.
that's right.
Good chance.
Get to meet Nathan and
Yeah, that's right.
talk to Angel on the phone. She's great. She does a great job for us over there. Our clients love her. She's just real happy, friendly person and takes care of us clients really well for us.
That's good.
Yep.
That is great. 862-9977 and 1-800-375-0056 is our numbers here. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. We have, probably 10 minutes or so left in the program. Mary, something that I think come up, we talked about before we went on the air was, we get this little bit of cold weather come and hit us all of a sudden. We turn the furnace on. The last week or so it hasn't been real hot. People's had their windows open. The house is full of moisture and everything. Turn the furnace on, close those windows, and what happens? You get all this moisture building up on your windows, condensation. And people are like, well, why? Well, that moisture is going to go somewhere.
When hot and cold meet, it creates fog.
That's right, it does.
And that's what it does. It happened to our office the other day. It got cold so fast. We've been kind of keeping the door open a little bit. And, of course, then we had to turn the heat on because the temperature dropped. You couldn't see out any of our glass.
Yeah.
It was all fogged over. We couldn't see out at all. And it happened very, very quickly.
Yes.
Now, today, it's cleared up somewhat.
Right.
So it's better. But, now that, if we keep the furnace on, then it'll be fine. But,
Sure.
yeah, it was, and it happened within about, 10 or 15 minutes.
Right.
We couldn't see out any of the glass.
And, people think that, oh, gosh, my windows are bad because they're fogging up. They're getting condensation on them. Even in our brand new houses, and new houses are worse probably than any because there's so much moisture in not the wood and your sheetrock where they've mudded and taped, and it's it takes a while for all the moisture to get out of all these products that you put into a new house and everything to acclimate. So it's not always that you have bad windows because it happens on brand new windows as well as it does older ones.
It does. So, I'm glad you brought that up because we have had that happen before. We've put systems in brand new houses. People move in and they, it's wintertime or whatever it may be. And so, furnaces don't take out humidity like air conditioners do.
Exactly.
So we've had people call us and they say, well, I moved in and, my window, it's like it's raining in here. And that's exactly why. And it can take several months to get all of the moisture out of a brand new home.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much water and stuff is in the products we use to build houses today.
Right. If you have a basement house, it's amazing the amount of moisture that's in the concrete. It takes a long time for that to ever cure and get all the moisture out of it. So don't be real alarmed if you've got a new house and there's a lot of moisture in your windows. Another thing that we experience this time of year, of course, there's a lot of moisture in the gas, that we use to run the furnaces. And also, if you have a lot of house plants, they all put off a lot of moisture, do a lot of cooking, stuff, while it all adds up. And I tell you something else, if you have a gas fireplace, which we talked about a while ago, especially a ventless, which a lot of people do.
Yep.
Oh, my, the moisture you get off of those is a lot. And so don't be real alarmed if you have condensation on your windows.
Yep. It's actually more common than a lot of people think.
Yes, it is.
So, yeah. But it's always kind of shocks people who build new houses, especially if you've never been in, if you've never lived in one.
Right.
You know, the older ones are already cured out, don't have so
Sure.
much moisture in them, and
Right.
you get into a brand new one, and all of a sudden it looks like you're
Yeah.
raining inside your house
yeah.
on the windows.
Yeah.
It can be a little alarming.
And the the newer houses are built so much tighter than the old houses. They don't breathe as well. You know, we got more insulation.
Right.
Everything's sealed up that much better. So it kind of holds more moisture in. It's harder to get it out of the house.
It is. And on some of the homes that, especially these styrofoam brick type homes that are just really airtight.
Right.
You know, those even require ERVs in them because
Yes,
we've
that's
got to put ERV in there to make sure that there's enough ventilation and air circulating in and out of there because they are so tight. You don't have the natural, breathing that you do
Sure.
in some older houses and stuff.
Right.
So all of those things just kind of show up this time of year. We
Yes,
have
they do.
hot and cold meat.
Yep.
Then
And,
we
you
have
know,
things
this-
happen.
And next week it might be 80 degrees again. And it's just it's
So you have this
constant
up and down. Mhm.
Yep, sure do. And one of these, and this is something that I always was. This has been a sore spot with me for years. And I used to talk about this back when I was doing the show for the lumber company. I drive down the street and I look over and I see trash bags on wind turbines on roofs. And I want to go to the door and I want to knock and say, what are you thinking?
Yeah,
Take
get
those
that
trash
off.
bags off. You have to have proper attic ventilation all year round.
Yes.
Because if you don't, and a wind turbine is a really good source to ventilate your attic. You know, the wind turns it, it pulls a lot of air through. But if you don't have that, what happens is on these hot and cold days, we may be 70 degrees of a day and drop to, 25 of a night. The condensation has to go somewhere. What generates in the house and comes up through the attic, if you don't have something getting that out of there, it forms on the bottom of your roof decking on the inside. And it eventually, when it may freeze there of a night, sun hits the next day, it thaws, and it all drips back down in your insulation.
Yeah.
And it decreases your R factor. So it's so important not to cover those roof turbines up.
I do see that a lot as well. And I'm thinking, first of all, I wouldn't climb up there to do that. That's
Well, I
number
wouldn't
one.
either. I wouldn't either.
Climb up there with a trash bag. No, I don't think so. But yeah, I do see that sometimes too. And that's something else is I've had some questions here lately about should we cover up our air conditioners? I had that question again the other day. A client said, what's your opinion of putting covers on the air conditioners? We're getting to winter, we're not going to be using them. Air conditioners were made and manufactured to be outside. We have never covered ours. It's never been an issue. Now, what it will do is if you put a cover on it, it will keep it cleaner. It will
Sure.
keep the debris and stuff out of there. But
Right.
what happens unless you are very conscientious and remember that you put that cover
Oh, yeah.
on there, the first warm day, you turn the air conditioner on and you haven't taken that cover off, you're going to burn up the compressor.
Right.
So it's just one of those situations where, if you are sure that you're going to remember to take the cover off, then that's fine. If you want to cover it, you can. But it's not a necessity. I mean,
Right.
it's not the elements, unless a tree falls on or something. But even then, if it's got a cover, it's still going to dent it. So
Right.
it's not a necessity to cover those up at all. But we get those questions every year. People are like, well, maybe I should, should I cover it up? Or if we get a heavy snow, is it going to hurt anything? No, it will not.
Well, they sit out there and they get rained on and,
Sure.
and everything else during the summer.
Yeah.
And yes, they're made for that.
Yep.
You're right. So
They're-
that's a good
they're-
point.
They're made to be outside and they're manufactured to withstand being outside.
Right.
So, you don't have to cover them.
Now, it is a good idea, if you got a lot of leaves and stuff, to keep the leaves and stuff out of them
Sure.
as best you can and clean
Sure.
away. But, not only for your air conditioner, but around the whole house. So so that would be just part of it there, and just kind of keep the debris out of the way.
And it will be fine.
It will be fine.
Yep.
Because you definitely don't want to turn the air on
No.
and
You will not be
"Whoops."
happy.
No. Then they're going to be making a call to Spring Mountain Air.
Yes, they will. So, yep. So we really don't recommend that you do that. It's personal preference. I don't see that many covered up here. Very, very few people put covering on them. So,
Right.
and they're fine. They'll be just fine.
Yep. So don't cover the air conditioning units and don't cover those wind turbines. Because if I drive by and see a trash bag over it,
he's going to knock on your door.
I may stop, knock on your door. That's right.
And say, haven't you been listening to our show?
Yeah, really. You need to listen. So, but leave those uncovered. So, and something else we don't think about, Mary, is until it happens. Is like when we were talking about that first snow or ice storm, we lose power. Put you together a little emergency kit.
Yes.
Where you have, maybe in a corner of your closet or something, you have a couple extra flashlights, some batteries that work, a few blankets, maybe some emergency candles. Just fix you a little box to put that stuff in. Just keep it somewhere where you know where it's at, easy to access. If the power goes out,
all in one place, so you're not trying to run around find
stuff.
Oh
yeah, it's just amazing the time and trouble that little things like that will save you.
Mm-hmm. And there's nothing more frustrating than running out of power or something and not being ready.
That's right.
That's annoying, for sure.
Yes, it is. Get you some bottled water, stick back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And, just a few things like that.
Some chocolate candy.
There you go. Well, that might get ate before we'd have power outage around my house anyhow. So I'd like the chocolate candy.
Me too. Are you, speaking of that, do you have trick-or-treaters come by your house?
Yes, we do.
Do you?
Yeah.
See, we don't have any down where we're at, and I miss that.
We do.
So I didn't know if you had little creatures come around and ask for candy.
Oh, yes. We had several last year, and I'm sure we will again this year. So, yeah.
Well, I got all that done yesterday. Went and got all my grandkids, and then my son's girlfriend's got some twin boys, so I went and got all their Halloween bags put together and got them out to them yesterday. So do we trick or treat on Wednesday, or do they do it this weekend? Do you know?
I think there's probably going to be a lot of parties this weekend. I know we're going to a big Halloween party my brother does every year, and we'll do that on Saturday night. But I think the actual trick-or-treating will probably be on the 31st? On the 31st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if that's going on in your neighborhood, just be aware and watch out for those kids. Some of those costumes, it's kind of hard to see them when it gets dark.
Yes, it is.
So, you kind of got to make sure that, if you're driving around or something, that you're really, a lot of them, wear black, and it's kind of hard to see them.
Yes, it is. And, most of the costumes that you go to the costume shop or whatever and buy, they are made with that in mind, where they are visible, have reflective material and stuff on them. But if it's, if you go into the thrift shop and bought old clothes to make your own costume, it probably don't.
Probably don't.
So be aware of that while you're out driving around. And if you're one of those out there in that costume, be aware of people out driving around and try to be safe.
That's right. So, and then pretty soon we're going to be changing the clock too, aren't we?
Yes, I think that's coming up next weekend.
Is it next weekend?
Next Sunday, I think.
I think so. Is that right? Yeah. I think
Yeah.
on the 4th or something. Anyway, then it'll be dark when I come in and dark when I go home.
Oh, I know it.
I'll be like a bat dweller or cave dweller. Just be out when it's dark.
Out when it's dark.
Working when it's light.
Oh, there you go. Well, you got anything big you're going to do this weekend?
The parade tomorrow, and maybe the fairgrounds.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we want folks to come out and see us out the fairgrounds for sure. So hopefully see you out there. This is Home Repairs and Solutions. We're heard every Friday from 10 to 11 right here on AM 560 KWTO.
Home Repairs and Solutions. They'll fix your windows, they'll fix your house. They'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home Repairs and Solutions.